Hello, and welcome back to Diecast Graveyard. My name is Paul. We got a really cool restoration for you today. We've got a Hot Wheels Power Pad. This diecast car was made from 1970 to 71 and was only manufactured in the United States. Now this particular car here is a concept car from Mattel that was a cross between a Jeep, a pickup truck, and a camper. Now, the most rare color of this particular casting is a light blue, and the most common color was a light green. Now, this particular casting is painted magenta, but we're going to do a color change on this one. There's a bunch of paint missing off this car, and the base is very severely oxidized. But we're going to go ahead and take it apart, evaluate it, and then see which direction we need to go. So go ahead and grab your favorite adult beverage and follow along with today's restoration. I've already drilled out the post, so let's see what we got here. We'll take the camper, put that off to the side. Now the engine itself is one of the posts. If I can go ahead and get this apart. There we go. Let's see what we got here. Here's the body. There is a bunch of paint missing. It doesn't look like it's too bad, but there is a bunch of paint missing. That looks like it's in fairly good shape. Now here's the bad part of the car. The base is severely oxidized. So we're going to have to spend some time definitely cleaning that up. There are 4 cap style wheels on this car, and those are 4 larges. Here's the camper body. And that needs to be cleaned up because it is stained and dirty. And the glass is going to have to be polished and wiped down. The interior also is going to have to be cleaned up with a toothbrush. Here's the windshield. That's in pretty poor condition, but we'll do the best we can with what we got because we just don't have any replacement parts. So we got to do with what we have. Let's go ahead and continue.
Someone is being exhumed.
Here, like I said, we got the camper. It opens up and it's a little bit detailed inside. There's a stove there, there's a sink, and a washing machine set up, I believe. But and there's a bed on the floor, like a sleeping bag or whatever. Here's the glass for the inside of the camper. We're going to go ahead and soak that in some super clean. Hopefully we can get that cleaned up. Let's move on. Here we've got the embalming fluid. We're going to dip the body in the embalming fluid and then we're going to set it on the tray. We'll let that set for a while and that citrus strip will take that paint right off with no issues. Now if you're in a hurry, you might want to try the aircraft stripper because it works a lot faster. But there's a downside to that. The aircraft stripper produces a lot of fumes, so if you're in an apartment or if you're in tight quarters or something like that, you might not want to use the aircraft stripper because it'll fill your house full of smelly fumes. Let's move on.
Meanwhile, back in the graveyard.
After we cleaned up the body, we polished it up a little bit with that wonderful FLITZ, and here we're going to spray it in Spectre Flame Purple. Get all your hard to reach areas first, inside your interior, your fender wells, etc. And then put a light mist coat over everything. Now this will definitely help you get that wonderful finish that you're looking for. Put on those tack coats, just several light coats. And this will produce a fantastic finish if you follow the manufacturer's specifications for mixing the paint properly. Now some folks do go out on their own and they decide to try their own mixtures and stuff like that, but that's not a problem. You do whatever you wish. But I follow the manufacturer's specifications, and that way there I'll be guaranteed to know that this product is going to work the way it's designed. Now here's the base. I went over it with a brass brush, and now we're going to polish it up with the FLITZ. Stay tuned to the end of the video. We've got a special offer from the great folks at FLITZ for my people or my fans that watch these YouTube videos. So please follow it to the end, and there'll be a great announcement for you for the FLITZ. Use a light coat, go over the entire base, and then use your polishing tool to go ahead and polish up the base. Now you only need a little bit of FLITZ. You don't want to use a lot of it. Okay? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that little bell to be alerted to future videos that come out. This is looking a lot better already. Take your time with this, and you don't have to run your Dremel at full speed or your polishing tool, because sometimes it'll grab a hold of that base and it'll throw it across the room. Does that sound like the voice of experience to you? Now, if you look like you need more of the FLITZ, go ahead and put a little bit more on there and keep on polishing till you're satisfied with the finish that you need. That's looking fantastic. Let's go ahead and move on to the next phase. Looking good. Here we've got the camper shell that we took out of the Super Clean. That looks really good. Here's the glass out of the camper shell that we polished up with the FLITZ. That looks good. It's a little bit stained, but there's not too much we can do about it. It's 50 years old. Here's the windshield. We did the best we could with that without having to sand the heck out of it to get it that much more smooth. But again, it's stained, so you're not going to be able to do too much with it. Let's go on to putting the brand new tires on. I got 4 large meats we're going to put on here. There's 4 large cap style tires. And these snap into place perfectly. Man, does that make a huge difference with the way the base looks now with it all polished and those 4 brand new tires on there. Now here we have all of our parts. We've got the body that we repainted in a Spectra Flame purple. That turned out great. We've got the base that we polished up with the FLITZ and 4 brand new cap tires from the Redline shop. We've got the camper. No, we got the interior. All cleaned up with a soapy water and toothbrush. We got the engine polished up, which is one of the posts. And we got the camper shell all cleaned up with the Super Clean. And we got the glass cleaned up with the FLITZ. Looking good. Let's put it all together and let's have our reveal. And here's what we started with. A Hot Wheels Power Pad, produced from 1970 to 71. Like I said, it's hard to tell, but there's a lot of paint chips missing off this thing. But the real detriment to this car was the fact that the lower portion of the base was completely oxidized, and it completely took away from the looks of the car. Now, this is a real special car. It's not very popular, but it's also hard to find. So we took the car apart completely. We stripped the paint off the car using the embalming fluid. We polished up the base. We changed out and put brand new tires on there. We cleaned up the camper. We polished the glass, and we polished the engine. Just a little bit of work on your cars for your collection will make your collection look that much better. And here's the results. Look how nice this car turned out. The camper shell is all clean. That looks fantastic. That beautiful Spectra Flame purple paint from the Redline shop. The brand new tires from the Redline shop. And that base all cleaned up and polished with that fantastic FLITZ polish. Folks, it only takes a little bit of effort on your part to take your beat up old Hot Wheels, clean them up, polish them up, repaint them, switch out the tires, and you'll have a wonderful car for your collection. Now, you can do this also to these mainline cars that they sell at Walmart and Target and the dollar store and yard sales or whatever. But that's the fun of this hobby. Follow the videos that I put out and some of my friends that they put out. Follow their videos and you'll be able to do this hobby, I promise you. This car turned out fantastic, and I'm very proud of the way it turned out. This video is brought to you by the Redline Shop. The Redline Shop offers a complete line of products for your diecast restoration needs, such as hoods for your car, glass tops for your car, those beautiful Redline tires, and of course the world-famous Spectre Flame paints. What a great product. The Redline Shop at www.redlineshop.com, where Redlines come to life. And don't forget about the great products of FLITZ. If you go to their website at www.flitz.com, for those folks watching Diecast Graveyard videos, the folks at FLITZ have got a special offer for you. If you go to their website, any product online, FLITZ will offer you 20% off any product off their website. At the end of the transaction, type in the code GRAVEYARD. Now this deal is for anyone who watches Diecast Graveyard's videos, but you have to go to the FLITZ website in order to get this special deal. Thank you to the great folks at FLITZ. Thank you for joining me today on Diecast Graveyard. Had a fun time redoing this car, and it turned out fantastic. Now, like I said, you folks can do this too. Just follow the videos that we put out. This was a real fun build. My name is Paul with Diecast Graveyard. Thank you, and cheers.